My buddy told a girl to my buddy told this girl to shut the fuck up on the way to a bar. Last weekend, my cousin's like, "Hey, I'm trying to meet this chick out. Like, care to play wingman with me?" So we go up to the Covington Yard, and I bring my buddy Maurice with me.
Damn! That's a 15-year debt, boy. Wow.
And again, this could all be a real story movie script, but think of all of those friends who like they have a short trigger, and it's just so funny to get him going. It's Maurice. He's like, "Should I take a jacket?" I'm like, you don't need a jacket. Mind you, I'm in a flannel. He's in a t-shirt. I'm like, "Yeah, you don't need a jacket, dude. It'll be all the bars will be super warm when we get inside." Well, we end up at the Covington Yard, which is an all outside bar.
Bro's in a tee.
So look, so Maurice is already pissed at me. He's like, "Dude, come on, he's just sitting under a heater all grumpy." My cousin's hanging out with this chick, and I just start kind of just trying to make conversation with her friend, right? I think everybody has to understand the nights. Like, sometimes you're just, you're not always the main character in every setting. You're just going to be nice to this girl's friends, let them hang out. So this girl's asking me some questions. Just, I don't know if she was just drunk or whatever, but she's just kind of being rude. And just like, okay, whatever. Covington Yard closes at like 11:30 or 12, and they want to keep hanging out, so we're going to this bar called The Well. And I'm like, I've had like 2 beers. Like, I'll just drive us over there. Maurice and I are sitting in the front seat, and this girl just kind of complained about everything on the way over there. Like, she complained about the music we're playing, how I'm driving, complained when we finally get down to The Well. We were like 5-minute walk, like 2 blocks away. We park. And the other girl in the car was like, "It's a perfect spot." I'm like, "Yeah, sounds good." And we go to get out. This girl's just complaining. And finally, Maurice, who mind you is already grumpy because he's freezing cold and he's trying to get a buzz going. He just goes, "Hey, bitch, how about you shut the fuck up?" And the funniest part about it is I don't know if she heard it. I don't know if anyone else in the car even heard him say it. But me and my cousin are laughing our asses off because it's like he kind of just said what was on everybody's mind. Because it's like, you're just trying to go out and have a good time, and this girl just complained and just being a Debbie Downer, just complaining about everything the whole night. But it was so funny for somebody just say what everyone else was thinking. Those are always the best moments with your buddies. Later in the night, like, we ended up running into some friends from high school. Because that's one of the things, like, if you went to high school in Northern Kentucky, it's like a time lapse in space, right? Death taxes, and you're going to run into people that you went to high school with if you go out. So we ran into some of my buddies from high school. They're talking about how crazy me and Maurice are and how funny some of the stories that we have are. And it was honestly it was such a great reminder for me. It's like there's a lot of people from my high school who I was just friends with growing up where they won't hang out with me anymore because of what I've posted on social media or the internet. And some of my buddies, like, their wives don't want me around because, I'm so crazy and this and that. I started social media obviously for the marketing purpose, but one thing that I never realized has been great is the social experiment side of it, because so many people be judgmental and just kind of weird about what you post on social media. And for me, like, my entire life, I've had, I guess you'd call it a drive or just an interest in pushing the boundaries of what makes people uncomfortable or what, talking about things that some people might not be comfortable talking about, and just kind of seeing how the world responds to that. I've done what I've done in my life. I can't change it. Do I love to get a little unhinged and crazy on the weekends these days? Absolutely. But as far as just like being a stable person and pay my bills, having an adult job and career goals and pursuing life, like, I'm just like everybody else. People are always going to be judgmental without really getting to know you. And like, even on my social media, while I try to be as authentic and genuine as I can be, there's still an element of life that us as humans, you can't capture all that on social media. No matter who you are, the internet should never tell the full story about who you are as a person. One thing for me that I've learned over the years, and just something that will always stick with me, most of my really good friends that people call kind of crazy or out of control, wild, whatever it is, they're some of the most genuine, gold-hearted people that I have in my life. And I think one thing about, us quote-unquote crazy people is we just don't care enough about what other people think to let it affect the things that we want to do or the people who we want to spend time with. And I honestly think that's just like the best trait ever. Like, I used to get really mad when people would like make judgmental comments towards me or say things based off of what they think they know about you. But a lot of people, they only feel safe and comfortable in an environment that they're in control of. And me and my friends, Maurice, just using him as an example especially, is like, we like to get out into a lot of different environments and push ourselves to be uncomfortable in new situations and do things that, some people just are afraid to do, period. And I don't mean like getting wild and out of control and stuff, but it's just like life is an adventure, and there's a ton of new things to go out and do and see every day. Like no matter how much life experience you have or you think that you have, like there's more to be had. And I think over the years, just having that mindset has kind of helped me branch out, see and do a lot of new things and experience stuff that I've never thought I would. But on the flip side of that, it is also just it's so interesting to me just to see how judgmental people are of you being kind of different and going out and doing your own thing and just not being afraid to actually kind of speak your mind and do the thing to do and say the things that you really believe in and feel. And I think just an underrated quality in friendship and something that I'll always live by is like give me give me the nutty crazy friend that is there for me and would give me the shirt off his back versus the friend who is too afraid to do what they really truly believe in or feel like doing because they're worried of what someone else will think of them. And Maurice is always. I've got a few other buddies like that, but Maurice especially has always been a kind of a perfect reminder to me of what a true friend is because it's like there's always going to be people that'll judge you and label you just because of one or two things they've heard about you, but a true friend is someone who's actually willing to get to know you, and regardless of how crazy some of the things that we do or say might be, like there's always more layers to the onion. And I think that's one thing that's just something that, again, only in the last 4 or 5 years that I've just been more willing to do as a human being is just get to know people, kind of get past the surface level stuff that we all want to make assumptions and judgments on, and just be like, like who really is this person that I'm hanging out with or working with or whatever it is. So that would be my that's my little piece of advice on there. Is instead of being the negative, judgmental person who doesn't give anybody a chance because they're afraid of maybe I guess actually getting along or getting to know somebody for more than what they think they know, be the person who just is open minded enough to be like, no, I want to get to know that person and see what they're about. Because if me and Maurice had never had that attitude and given each other a chance to be friends in college, we probably wouldn't have all the stories that we have. So just that's my little spiel. It's my little lesson on here today, and we'll be back with more episodes soon. Talk some time.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street and bake, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Taking shots by the lake till I can't